الحمد لله على إحسانه وشكر له على تفضله وامتنانه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله تعظيما لشأنه وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله داعي إلى رضوانه وعلى آله وأصحابه وإخوانه أما بعد. إخواني في الله, inshallah we'll have a question and answer session. This phone does not have WhatsApp, so don't send on WhatsApp. You can send only on SMS, inshallah. 07, what's the number, Haji? 0716 78 6666 0716 78 6666. Ikhwani fillah, we are continuing our lecture series regarding the Muslims of Andalus. We reached the year 399 of the Hijri calendar. Just to go back a little bit, Ikhwani fillah, we said from the year 316 of the Hijri calendar, the most powerful leader that has ever come out of Spain, Abdurrahman al-Nasir, he declared himself the Khalifa of the Muslims, the leader of the entire Islamic world. He led the Muslims until the year 350 of the Hijri calendar. From the year 300 to the year 316, then from the year 316 to the year 350, he declared himself Khalifa, and he passed away, and he left the rulership of Andalus to his son, Al-Hakam, the son of Abdurrahman al-Nasir. Al-Hakam led the Muslims in Andalus from the year 350 of the Hijri calendar to the year 366 of the Hijri calendar. 16 years of glory, of power, of izzah lil Islam wal Muslimin. This is known as the golden age of Andalus for the Muslims and also for the Jews. There are many Jews and Christians living with us in Andalus. We have always lived and tolerated other faiths living with us, and they say that this is the golden age for them. This is the best age for Judaism in its entire history. From the time of Judaism, when did Judaism start? With which prophet? Which prophet? Who is the prophet that's known as the prophet Israel, Yaqub? From the time of Israel alayhi salam, prophet Yaqub, to the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is millennia. Maybe 2 millennia had passed already. In the year 366, Al-Hakam, the son of Abdurrahman Nasir, despite being a great leader, he did a very unfortunate mistake. And this mistake led to the destruction of Andalus, and we as Muslims eventually lost that land of Andalus, regardless of the many attempts we made to reconquer it. What is the mistake that he did? He got a stroke in the year 366 of the Hijri calendar. So he looks around the land of Andalus, the most powerful land in the entire world, the superpower at the time. And he decides that the person who is most worthy of this amana, of this trust of looking for the land of Andalus, is my son, who is only 12 years of age. So he leaves the rulership of the Muslims, the Khilafah as they were claiming at the time, to this young boy, Hisham ibn Hakam ibn Abdurrahman Nasir, who was only 12 years of age. As we mentioned last night, he chose 3 people to look after his son. His wife, Subh, the mother of Hisham, Muhammad ibn Abi Amir, the commander of the police, and Ja'far ibn Uthman al-Mushafi, the prime minister. The only one who remained was Muhammad ibn Abi Amir, the commander of the police, and he became the overall ruler and the actual ruler of Andalus. Hisham was just the face of rulership, but the actual rule was under this man, Muhammad ibn Abi Amir, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, also known as Hajib al-Mansur. Then he said this man led the Muslims from the year 366 of the Hijri calendar to the year 392 of the Hijri calendar. From the year 366 to the year 392 is how many years? What do I say? Mathematics. 366 to 392 is how many years? 26 years. Thereafter he died. This man, despite of his conspiracies, and he killed many of his opponents, he never lost a battle, ever. 54 battles he fought, he never lost once. Number 2, no one started a revolution or maandamano or protest during his time. There was no revolution during his time. He used to be very just. One day, a man, a civilian comes to him and says, I have been wronged. And I've gone to the Qadi has not assisted me in anything. He calls the Qadi. Why is this man complaining that he has not been given justice? He says, the issue is related to your deputy. The deputy prime minister, your own deputy al-Wasit, that issue is related to him. Call the deputy prime minister immediately. Deputy prime minister, remove all your clothes of honor that shows your position and stand there like a layman. You man, civilian, stand there. Give your complaint to the Qadi. So the Qadi had the complaint and said, the Deputy Prime Minister is the one who was done a mistake. I rule that he should be punished in this way, in this way, in this manner. When Al-Hajj al-Mansur Muhammad ibn Amir had this, said, thank you, you have ruled by the rule of Allah Azza wa Jal. He took the Deputy Prime Minister and started beating him thoroughly, even double or 10 times the punishment that was decreed upon him. Says the judge, oh Amir, I did not command this. I only wished for him to be whipped maybe 10 times. You're whipping him 100 times. Says no. The only reason he chose to oppress the civilian is because he wanted to get closeness to me. The only reason he did that is because of the position that he has been kept in. And he has betrayed that position. I shall show him that he is not worth that position. He has to act with amana. So, Ikhwani fillah, if any state stands on the foundation of justice, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it victory. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah al-Harrani rahimahullah, he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give victory to the non-Muslims if they're just, and will give destruction to the Muslims if they are unjust, if they oppress people. So Ikhwani fillah, never oppress people. For even the worst pagan, a mushrik, if he wakes up at night and says, oh Allah, I have been oppressed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer the dua of that mushrik. لَيْسَ بَيْنَ اللَّهِ, there's no hijab between Allah and the da'watul madhlum, the person who is oppressed. So Khani fillah, 392 of the Hijri calendar came, and this man Al-Hajj Mansur, the most powerful leader at the time, Muhammad ibn Abi Amir, he passed away. He left his son. Imagine a minister, he says, when I die, the leader of the Muslims after me is a minister. He had reached that courage. Usually the Khalifa is the one who keeps a crown prince. But it's a prime minister. He says, when I die, I want my son to be the new prime minister. So the new prime minister became his son, Abdul Malik ibn Mansur. He led the Muslims from the year 392 of the Hijri calendar to the year 399 of the Hijri calendar. Then the craziness begins, Ikhwani fillah. Why we lost Andalus? Look at this craziness. And the Muslims repeat every time this craziness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon us. In the year 399 of the Hijri calendar, Abdul Malik ibn Mansur, the prime minister, he dies in a battle. His brother, Abdurrahman ibn Mansur, becomes the new leader of the Muslims of Andalus. By this man, as we mentioned last night, is a drunkard. Mukthir zina, he's a lot of zina, he fornicates a lot. He's an evil person, disobedient to Allah Azza wa Jal. This man takes rulership of Andalus and he declares himself to be the new crown prince. When Hisham ibn Hakam ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir passes away, I want to be the new leader of Andalus. So the Muslims of Andalus hated this man. But this man, one day he decides, like it was their sunnah, their way, that every year they have to go for jihad at least twice. So he leaves Qurtuba to go fight in the northern kingdoms. As he leaves, the people of Qurtuba, they rebel. They go to the palace and they remove that young man who was just a Khalifa, who had the face of a Khalifa but had no actual power. They remove Hisham ibn al-Hakam ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir from power. So Hisham has been removed. They keep a new man from that same family. It's called Muhammad ibn Hisham ibn Abdul Jabbar ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir. So many names tonight, sorry. This man, he calls himself Al-Mahdi, and he is the new leader of the Muslims of Andalus. They have expelled Hisham ibn Hakim ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir. So this man is the new leader of Muslims in the year 399, 400 thereby. In the year 400, he's the new leader, Al-Mahdi. So he decides, I have to take care of the enemies from within the Muslims, that our opponents. So he says, I'll finish the family of Al-Hajj ibn Mansur, the Bani Amir. He decides, he finishes off whoever he can find from that family of the Bani Amir. Whether you are guilty or not guilty of any crime, as long as you're from that tribe, that family, you have to be finished. So many of the Bani Amir are killed and some of them escape from Qurtuba. Secondly, he goes after the Berbers, the tribe of Tariq ibn Ziyad, the ones from Morocco, the ones who are the actual conquerors or part of the majority of the conquerors of Andalus. And he fights them also, and he kills many of them, and many of them, they run away. Craziness is happening in the land of Andalus. So these Berbers and this Banu Amir, they escape with their lives. They go to another city that's called the city of Toledo, the former capital city of Andalus. Then they look around and they want revenge. So they say to themselves, we have to remove this Al-Mahdi. So they look around for someone that they can use his name to get support. So they look for a person called Sulaiman ibn al-Hakam, the brother of the man who was removed, Hisham ibn al-Hakam. Now they get his brother Sulaiman ibn al-Hakam. So you have Sulaiman ibn al-Hakam and the Barbar and the Banu Amir together in a meeting in Toledo. They say, we are very few in number. What do we do? He says, let us seek help from the Christian state of Castile. There's a new Christian state in the northern. It broke away from Leon. It's called the Kingdom of Castile. And we'll talk about this kingdom a lot of time. Kishtala or Castile, the kingdom of the castle. So they say, let us seek help from this kingdom of Castile to remove this man from Cordoba. We as Muslims get power. So they start making alliance with the non-Muslims to fight fellow Muslims. And this is one of the things that can take you out of the fold of Islam. It can take you out of the fold of Islam. So he forms an alliance with Castile to fight his own cousin, Muhammad al-Mahdi, the one who is in Cordoba. So they go, they fight, and they manage to defeat al-Mahdi, and he runs away, al-Mahdi, with his life to a city called Tartusha in Spain, also in Andalus. So the new leader of the Muslims in Andalus, in Cordoba, in the capital city, is this man, Sulaiman ibn al-Hakam. He rules. Al-Mahdi, who was run, just the craziness, understand. Sorry if I lose you, I don't know. The Mahdi who's run away to Tartusha, to another city, the previous one, he sits down and he thinks, what am I going to do? A person from Banu Amir comes to him. He is the one who massacred the Berbers and the Banu Amir. But a person from the tribe of Banu Amir comes to him. It's called Al-Fatah Al-Wadih. Al-Fatah Al-Wadih tells him, I'm going to assist you to conquer back Cordoba and Andalus, and you become the leader. But you have to make me the prime minister. So Mahdi agrees to this. So Mahdi and Al-Fatah Al-Wadih. Then they look around, they say, our army is very small. The Muslims are very powerful at that time. This is just self-destruction that the Muslims are doing to themselves. So Mahdi and Fatah Wadih, they say our army is very small. Let us go to Barcelona and seek help of the kingdom of Aragon, the Christian king in Aragon. Perhaps he might assist us. We overthrow Sulaiman ibn al-Hakam. So they go to Barcelona. They reach Barcelona, the king hears them, he tells them, no problem, I'll assist you, but I have 4 conditions. Look at the craziness and the thirst for power. This dunya is something that you're going to live. But some people, they get so much power, hunger for power, that they're ready to kill their father, their brother, their cousins, just for that destruction, and they end up destroying themselves and destroying their own family. So the king of Barcelona tells them, I have a number of conditions. Condition number 1, every day I fight on your behalf, you have to pay me 100 gold coins. 100 dinar. Condition number 1. Condition number 2, every soldier that comes from Barcelona, you have to give them 1 gold coin per day. Every soldier. Regardless of how many days we fight. Be it 1 month, 2 months, 5 months, 1 year. Every day, 1 gold coin for my soldiers, 100 gold coins for me as the king. Condition number 3, you give me one of the cities of the Muslims, the city of Salim, in the northern of Spain. Condition number 4, whatever we collect after the battle, after we win the war booty from the Muslims, it goes directly to the Christians. Everything is taken by the kingdom of Aragon that is based in Barcelona. 4 conditions. Any Muslim will just refuse such conditions. But this person is greedy for power. It's called Al-Mahdi. Al-Mahdi, you know who the Mahdi is in the hadith of Prophet ﷺ, he called himself Mahdi. He says, Al-Mahdi, I accept these conditions. So they attack Cordoba and they manage to defeat Sulaiman ibn al-Hakam, and Sulaiman al-Hakam runs away with his life. Mahdi is now the new leader of Cordoba. He has kept that person from Banu Amir, Al-Fatah Al-Wadih. But he's a stupid man, he's not thinking straight. You are the one who massacred this person's cousins and nephews and uncles and his family, and you think he will not betray you. You think he will not take revenge. So Al-Fatah Wadih, he makes plans and plots, and he manages to finish it off and kill Al-Mahdi. So Mahdi's issue is finished. Fatah Al-Wadih is also very smart. he decides not to be the leader of Andalus. The same mistake Abdurrahman al-Mansur did. He wants to go to the trick that Al-Hajj Mansur did. He looks for someone who can be the Khalifa, who can be the face of the Khalifa, while he's the actual ruler in the background. So they look around the entire tribe of Bani Umayyah, and they find that the person who is most worthy to be given that position of Khalifa, or the position of the ceremonial position, is that previous leader, the young boy who was left by Al-Hakam ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir. So they look for Hisham ibn Hakam ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir. Says, you're the new leader of Cordoba. Sulaiman ibn Hakam has already run away. So two brothers now. It's now two brothers are fighting over this throne of Andalus, while each is seeking help from the Christian kingdoms. So the new leader of, I've lost you, Sindio, with this politics. The new leader, you'll watch the video inshallah. The new leader, even me, I couldn't memorize this, it was very difficult. The new leader of Andalus is now the former leader, Hisham ibn al-Hakam ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir. Are we together? His brother Sulaiman ibn Hakam, he still wants the throne. So he looks around and says, let me go again to the kingdom of Castile and ask them to assist me once again to fight my own brother so that I can become the leader of the Muslims in Andalus. So he goes to the kingdom of Castile and asks for his assistance. The king tells him, give me a few days, I'll think about it, and then I'll get back to you. This Khabith Ikhwani Fillah is a smart politician. He leaves the city of his kingdom, Castile, goes to Cordoba. He tells Hisham, your own brother has come to me. He wants me to assist him to overthrow you. What are you saying about this? Give me something so that I don't overthrow you. I don't assist him, I fight on your side. So Hisham tells him, what do you want? He says, give me an offer. So he gives him a number of offers. Choose which one you want. So he chooses, Ikhwani Fillah, that all the fortresses, all the border cities or towns or fortresses of the Muslims towards the north, all of them to be handed over free of charge to the kingdom of Castile. So this small kingdom, Ikhwani Fillah, overnight became the most powerful kingdom in Spain because of the free gift that the Muslims had given him. Ikhwani Fillah, betrayal of the highest order. And this recurs many times. You see someone as great as Salahuddin al-Ayyubi. He fought the Crusaders and defeated them in the Battle of Hittin in the year 581 or so therein. 40 years after he passed away, his grandson, one day he was walking with the Crusaders and they were making some conversation, and he gave the city of Jerusalem for free of charge to the Crusaders. So they're giving something that they do not own. And this is a history. Perhaps one day if we get time we'll discuss this history of betrayers, of people who act like Muslims, look like Muslims, but they betray the Ummah and cause us great harm. So the new leader, Ikhwani Fillah, that Hisham has given all the fortresses and is now sure that his own brother Sulaiman cannot do anything. Sulaiman, he gathers the Berber tribes, he looks for assistance everywhere, Ikhwani Fillah. Then in the year 403 of the Hijri calendar, this craziness is happening within 2-3 years only. All this craziness that's happened in this politics. In the year 403 of the Hijri calendar, he does something that has never happened in Islamic history ever again or before. He's the only person who's done this, Sulaiman ibn Hakam. He enters the city of Cordoba, he massacres whoever he can find from the Muslims, and he rapes the women of Islam in the land of Cordoba. This is something that never happened before or after in the history of the Muslims. It's not something that we're known for this such of crimes. So he takes over forcefully the city of Cordoba. He expels his own brother, Hisham ibn Abdurrahman al-Nasir, and he plots for him, and the brother is killed somewhere. No one knows even where he was killed. And he becomes the new leader of the Muslims in Andalus in the year 403 of the Hijri calendar. He leads the Muslims in Andalus, calling himself the Khalifa. He says, my name, Al-Musta'een Billah. I am the one who seeks the help of Allah. He did not seek the help of Allah. He sought the help of the kingdom of Castile and the Christian kingdoms to put him into rule. He didn't seek the help of Allah. So he calls himself Al-Musta'een Billah. From the year 403 of the Hijri calendar to the year 407. In the year 407, his allies from the Berbers, they look around, they're like, why should we allow these Arabs, these people from Mudar or from the Umayyad to be our leaders? No. We are worthy of leadership. We are going to be the new Khulafa. So they plot and they manage to remove this man from his post and they kill him. Lesson learned, Ikhwani fillah, whatever is earned from betrayal, it will never last. You shall lose your dunya and you shall lose your akhirah. And this is the same thing that we're going to discuss, inshallah, when we talk about the Mongolians and Tatar. The one who betrayed the Muslims in Baghdad, Ibn al-Alqami, the wazir, the minister, he did not survive 100 days after the great betrayal of Baghdad, where it led to the death of 2 million Muslims. Betrayal will never take you anywhere. On the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make sure that you are kept a flag on your backside. Everyone will know on the plains of Qiyamah that you are a betrayer. You are a betrayer. So 407, one of the Berbers, Ali ibn Hamoud, he becomes the Khalifa of the Muslims. He is killed a short while later by the Banu Amir. Another one becomes the Khalifa. Between the year 400 and 422, 13 people claimed to be Khulafa. 22 years divided by 13 is how long? What's 22 divided by 13? 1 point something. A Khalifa does not rule for less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. From the year 400 to the year 422. The year 422, the scholars, the elders in society, they said no. If things continue in this way, we're going to lose the entire of Andalus, and we as Muslims are going to be expelled from here or massacred. So they formed a shura. The ulama, the fuqaha, they formed a consultative committee, and they captured the Qurtuba, and they put one of the fuqaha, Abu al-Hazim ibn Jawhar, as the new leader of the Muslims. Jawhar. Abu al-Hazim ibn Jawhar as the new leader of Andalus, of Qurtuba. But Ikhwani fillah, the damage was already done. The Muslims had already fought amongst themselves and destroyed that peace, that strength that they had. There was a lot of civil unrest in the lands of the Muslims. Andalus is the same size of our country, Kenya. It's about 500 to 600,000 square kilometers. Ikhwani fillah, this country or this state became divided into seven states, 7 provinces. One province, Ikhwani fillah, Qurtuba, is led by this family of this scholar, Abu al-Hazim ibn Jawhar. Sevilla, that's just southern of it, is led by a Berber type called Banu Abbad. Granada is led by Banu Ziri. Valencia is led by Banu Amir. Toledo is led by Dinnun. The western Portugal area is led by Banu Aftas. Another area Zaragoza is led by Banu Hud. 7 states. It was divided. This cake, 600,000 square kilometers, 25% has been taken by the Christians. The kingdom of Leon, Aragon, and Castile. This remaining one has been divided by Muslims 7. The Muslims continued fighting Ikhwani fillah until these 7 states became 22 states. The Muslims of Andalus became 22 kingdoms in one country. Ikhwani fillah, this is what civil unrest comes. That's why the Prophet ﷺ and the scholars, they tell you, even if you have a leader that's very unjust, that is very harmful, fighting him, revolting him against him, spilling blood will end up make you guys in a worse situation. Is there a word like worse? In a more worse situation than you're currently in. Fighting brings more harm than benefit. Ikhwani fillah, what happens to the Muslims in this period of a Ta'if or the Ta'ifa states, and with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them victory again. This is what we shall look at in our forthcoming lecture. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.